Welcome back to the Yeelite Wrestling Podcast. It is your boy. Some people call me KR. Some people call me TJ. You can call me Showtime. It don't matter what you call me, just don't call me broke. And then we got my boy.
Next, you already know what it is. It's your boy John B. and not the singer. You know what's going on. Now I'm going to pass over to one of my best buds in the world.
It's your favorite hero from outer space. What's my name? Can you feel it? Meteorite Jones.
Yep. And we are the Yeelite Wrestling Podcast crew. So we're coming in kind of late on last week's. Mainly my fault. I'm so sorry. Life be lifing. Glad I'm still here, by the way. But we're gonna get this one out of the way, do it in order, and then we're gonna get next week's out on time. Hopefully. We're just gonna say hopefully. If bar nothing else happens, nothing goes wrong, everything else should be good for next week's. I mean, we'll kind of have watched the first and second show. We ain't gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about last week's though. Last week had some bangers. Had some real good bangers. Road to WrestleMania is heating up. I have seen some stuff online. Some people are not exactly as happy of how things are kind of building up to it, which I can kind of see their points on some of them. That one's getting built up pretty nice.
That's because some people are just. It depends. If you're a Jey Uso fan, you're a little mad because like he not the main event on night one. If you're ready for this John Cena and Cody Rhodes thing to be like, resolved, you want that to be the main event of night one and the triple threat to be the main event of night two. But we'll get into that.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, I feel like they did it the other way around because I think whatever happens in that one is going to be major. So it's going to be like, what? And then we just have to watch Raw to find out, like, continuation of it. It's going to kind of leave us on a seat to try to figure out, like, what's going on, or why did that happen, and stuff like that. So, it's... We see how it happened, but it kind of messed me up that they kind of ripped Jay of his main event spot. I mean, I get it. As three big names, you kind of want those to be main events, but it's like Jay, he earned that spot with Royal Rumble, so it's like why rip him of it?
Yeah, they actually could have moved that triple threat to the same night as Cody and them, just so they can leave Jay with that night one main event.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I only disagree because I just feel like the outcome of that triple threat will decide who gets to fight the winner of Cody Rhodes and John Cena. That's how big it is. That's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know how they're gonna spin it, but I just know WrestleMania is gonna be really good. I think if you're a fan and you're skeptical about it being good and all that stuff, this is one of those things where I always say let them cook. I mean, this is Hunter we talking about. Hunter's always done things major. He don't never just leave us high and dry and just give us anything. So the build up may not be what everyone likes or expects to get you excited for it, but the event is gonna be exciting, bro. So just hang in there. Just get through these next couple of weeks, and then you'll see the finished product. It's one of those things you gotta let the cake bake. That's just what
Triple H knows what people are gonna want to see.
Yeah,
he does. I promise.
All right, so we can start off with the recaps. Mr. John B, not the singer. You want to go ahead and give us the
harmonize. We got to harmonize that one, but we're gonna get right into it, y'all. So we're gonna talk about what everyone's been talking about.
You gotta pay me a little extra.
Hold up. I'm sorry. This is for comedic sake. You want us to harmonize on John B?
You gotta do it. John B, not the singer.
John, I'll fight you in the parking lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Let's get back into it. So we're gonna talk about what everyone's been talking about. We're gonna talk about the big bad. We all know we're talking about John Cena. So now the 16-time world champion. We already know what he said. He promised to win what? That WWE championship at WrestleMania 41, and he's gonna walk away and leave us with nothing. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I love John. I love what he's trying to bring to the table. I'd be dog if Cody should let him win that title and just leave us like this. I'm all for the spinning title and all, but I don't need a new toy. I don't need a new toy. I got a whole son that gets new toys every day. I don't need no more new toys, all right?
We want a champion that will stay champion and be a champion.
Go ahead to it. Go ahead to it. I know it's your right, Lil.
Trembling in my soul, everything I'm fighting for. I'm trying not to wake up my nephew. I'm sorry. I'm
not gonna lie.
Watch out! Don't get a copyright.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If John does win and does leave, he's gonna do what he said. He's gonna ruin wrestling because that's gonna hurt. Because we know what that title means to a lot of people, especially Cody. We know what that title means. So you can ask when Cena said that how Cody felt about that. Cody is gonna try his best to pull out all the stops to John. He's gonna pull out all the stops.
Yep.
So, with my question, do you guys think that Cody still can prevail with the mind games with John?
Yeah, I think.
So mind games. I feel like in the position Cody's in, he will be able to stand up to whatever mind games John pulls out. But we also have to factor in that John's been doing this for a long time, so he's kind of good on the mic. We obviously we see Cody. He's been around the block, so he ain't bad on the mic either. I mean, he's pretty damn good. But I will say Johnson has a bit of an edge in a little way. So it's amazing to see the build up because it seemed like they're gonna just start each Raw off each week with John Cena and Cody, and we just see like how they kind of spin it out. As far as that mic presence and all that. But I mean, with him saying about the title, taking a real title away, and being the last real champion and leaving y'all with the toy. I mean, on one end, that would devastate me as a wrestling fan because it's like you're taking away something that I've seen all my life as a wrestling fan, and that symbol meaning that's my champion. But I'm also interested in the curious way of what does he mean by another toy? Like, is he gonna bring back the spinning title, or is he gonna make something else that the main community probably wouldn't like, but everyone else might be like, okay. So it's like one of those curiosity things. Like you want to peek behind the curtain, but you also don't want the curtain to unveil itself either. You might be like, well, I mean, that don't look too bad, but no, leave it over there. Leave it over there. Leave it over there. We don't want it. So,
how about this? What if he wins and comes Monday with a spinning title? How would y'all react?
I mean, hey, 2006 John, bro.
I'd be upset that Cody lost, but it'd be cool to see that, I guess. But for what? At the end of the day, because like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go on my whole Cody Rhodes stand preaching thing right now, but all I'm gonna say is that, in my opinion, this is to show who is the new face of WWE, and let's be honest, it's Cody Rhodes. It's Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? And CM Punk. Right now, at least, those are the people that people tune in to watch. And in terms of divas, we could have a long list because the women have the most interesting storyline right now, but we already talked about that in the last few podcasts. But
yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I think Cody Rhodes deserves to defend it. I don't think he should have the longest title defense. I think Roman Reigns should have that for a while, for the time being at least.
I don't see them letting nobody touch that one no time soon.
I just think they should at least let Cody Rhodes defend his title until SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind Cody Rhodes losing his title at SummerSlam to somebody like CM Punk, so they could start a whole Summer of Punk thing over again. That would be cool. That'd be cool if all of this led up to CM Punk beating Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
And remember, we still haven't gotten that officially. We only had them fight at the Royal Rumble when Cody won the Royal Rumble. So we really haven't gotten that CM Punk versus Cody like that.
It's the only thing in the powwow that I'll repeat in this podcast. That's the only way I'd be okay with Cody Rhodes losing his title. Is if CM Punk had it. It's the only way. Or Randy Orton.
I mean,
Randy definitely is.
I think Randy will get 16 for sure. I'm okay with John winning, not just because it's 17, because I honestly want to see like what they're gonna do, like because I trust Paul Levesque, aka Triple H. I trust him writing because
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
But I trust him because he always finds a way to throw a curveball that we never saw coming that has us like hype. So like I want to see if he does, if John does win, what's the angle they're gonna go with? Like, is he just gonna start striking off his list? Like, you get one more match, I took you out, you're done. Go to the outhouse, bang, shot him down. You next, and he's just doing that. And then he's like, you know what? No one was good enough to beat me, so here y'all title go. I'm out. Like, or they're gonna have somebody actually knock him off, and they're like, he's like, all right, Cody come back or something, knock him off. He's like, all right, I got hand you the reins here, champ. You did it. Congratulations. I'm out. This is my farewell. I'll be here and there, but no wrestling stuff. It's just me showing to my face and speaking to y'all and all that stuff. Like it's interesting to just really think about when you really just get out to the nitty gritty. It has to be something to have planned if John does win. I don't think it'd just be like he wins and he's out. I think they're gonna.
If he wins, like I said before, if he wins, the only logical way is for you to bring up old shit. Excuse my language. Sorry. Bring up old stuff. Like old beefs he had. He has to fight CM Punk. He has to fight Randy Orton. Like you said earlier, he has to do a Money in the Bank against CM Punk if he wins that damn championship. Excuse my language. Sorry.
No, you good. We're grown, man.
But that's just what has to happen for the sake of the story, at least. Like, because yes, this is a sport, but the story has to make sense. And
yes,
we can say
stories.
We can say Cody Rhodes finished his story, quote unquote, but it still has to continue. And the only way it makes sense if he would lose his championship is if he wanted. If you were writing a story to where he won it back and he beat everybody. But
yeah,
I'm gonna sit back for a second and I'm gonna let John continue on Monday Night Raw.
All right.
Well, since we went to a deep dive with Cody and John, now it's time to go to where everyone I know wanted to hear about, which is that Jay and Jimmy back together against A-Town Down Under. And must I say, they definitely put them down under. Okay, big emphasis on that one. And I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I'm glad the Uso, I ain't gonna say they was feeling the Uso, I ain't gonna pull that up. But I'm glad that they did their job. That they went there and did what they had to do, because that's what they did as a tag team champion. They went in and conquered.
Yeah.
Just like they put them in lockdown. That's what they do. And they are one of the best tag teams that's still fighting to this day, and I can see them being in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about that. They're definitely going to the Hall of Fame.
No doubt.
Now, I know I've been looking at people complaining about how Jay did a crossbody. You can call it crossbody if you want, but to me, this is my opinion, he literally planted his feet and hit Austin Theory with a spear. I don't care. No one else has to say about it. You can go look at the clips. That was not a crossbody. And that's what I have to say about that. And then my favorite part is after the match. Big Jim, Big Bruh, literally gave his greatest pep talk I've seen him done in years to little brother Jay. He's right. You're not going to beat Gunther. Not at this stage. You need that main event juice to bring that title home. You need that main event. And we already know what Gunther does. He likes playing mind games. He did Sammy. He did who I played. I know I really seen him go against Sammy, and he played mind games heavy with him.
Yeah, Sammy. I think mostly Sammy, really. Sammy and then Jay, because Jay was the next one that popped up. Cody. Before they match at what's the name at Crown Jewel.
Give me a minute, guys.
Yeah, it was it was that match build up to like Crown Jewel. That's where he did the whole promo where he was kind of like trying to demean him as a champion, and Cody wasn't having it. I mean, it's my thing with Gunther right now. It's like I get his stance on who he is, like the ring general, and the world champion. He's supposed to be like this classy dude and all that, but it seemed like he's also going against his character right now because he calls Jay a clown. He's say he gonna give him hell and all that, and he finds a way each week to prove that he's a clown as well. He's attacking him from behind. He's just like belittling him each week. Like he goes after his brother, he goes after people that maybe knew him or got close to him and all that stuff. Like it's almost like he's showing that he's scared of Jay, or he's scared of something when it comes to Jay. He's not been the Gunther that's that held the Intercontinental title for 600 something days. So I don't know. It's
Can I say something?
yeah.
I think the bloodline is gonna jump him.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
But we'll speak on that at a later date.
Yeah. But that slab though. That slab. That slap was crazy. I'm talking about you heard that like outside the arena. You was probably driving by in your car. You thought, what the fuck was that? Just talking. Yep. But I loved it. It was like, all right, you keep bumping your gums. I have to show you something. And he's like, oh, well, you can do that, but don't slip like your brother. He's all, you think I'm playing with you, bitch? It's just like slap him. like it was just funny, bro. It was like really funny.
I showed my sister-in-law that shit. She was like,
like oof. Like big oof.
That's like when there's no football on in my house. Like I made it a new tradition in my house to watch wrestling because ain't nobody gonna watch NASCAR with me. And I mean, we watch baseball, a little basketball, but mainly football, baseball, and wrestling. That's what we watch in my house. In this house.
Yeah, I mean, each week is wrestling week for me. I haven't decided when I'm going to try to get my son into it. Right now, I'm just letting him do his thing. He loves Sonic. I'm gonna let him love Sonic. I ain't gonna try to introduce something else into his life just yet. I feel like he'll come around and start seeing me watching it, and he might ask like, "Who was that?" and all that.
Mhm.
I can start like slowly getting them into it. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna do it kind of naturally. I'm gonna let him get interested in it, like interested in what he sees, and then he starts to watch. You know, kind of go about it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so I know John kind of stepped away for a second. So question about that Raw.
Yeah.
What what direction do you think they could take when it comes to some of the storylines they do have going on? Like, do you think some of those storylines um end at WrestleMania, or you think some of them kind of can go like beyond WrestleMania? Like WrestleMania is kind of like fuel to the fire, or do you think most of them will like end at WrestleMania?
I think. Well, there's really no way to tell right now, but I think with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, I think some of the stories will end at WrestleMania, and then I think some of them will hit their twist, like either at WrestleMania or a few weeks afterwards. Like the women's storyline, I think they still have a few weeds to chop down with that
Yeah,
storyline, and that's why they're dragging it out as long as they can because that just makes sense. With the men's storyline, they can kind of make everyone just really, for lack of better words, kill each other and say how they really feel for the men's
yeah,
storyline at least because there's a lot of beef because there's beef in the women's storyline but it's more so like theatrical and cinematic, you know what I'm saying? And with the men's stuff right now, it's mainly just like I want what you got and
yeah,
you've had it too long, you know,
yeah.
and it's
I
coming from
see.
go ahead.
Oh, I'm about to say I see like the story with like Jay. I see
Mhm.
that one ended at WrestleMania. Like he either he beats Gunther, goes on to become world champion, or he fails and Gunther holds the title and he keep the train rolling. But whatever happens, I see that one just coming to an end like right there.
Mhm.
Like if Jay wins, I see maybe one more appearance. Like Gunther comes out with Jay on Monday, and he's like, you know what, you got me. Shake hands. Maybe like try to throw a jab in there or two or something like that. But ultimately, he's like, all right, you got me. All right, so I'm gonna go tuck my tail and think about my actions and see how I
Mhm.
can recover from losing two titles in a row at
Mhm.
WrestleMania, because that's probably gonna be weighing on his brain a lot. Is like if he loses, he lost two times in a row and both of them were major titles.
Yep.
That I think that would like tear a man down, but we just never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
You could just set them up for the undisputed at that point, but like you said, we just gotta wait.
Well, well,
I think Jacob Fatu is gonna be U.S. champion at some point, but we'll talk about it later.
yeah, it's cool. I think John said it. Might need to continue, but
Just seeing the smack, bruh. Just again.
okay. I should keep the train rolling while what's his name? He's I think he said something that's happening at work. So we just keep a train rolling. So after that was the Intercontinental Championship match. With the
Mhm.
women's Intercontinental Championship match with Lyra Valkyria and Raquel Rodriguez. Um, I feel like in that one, Lyra very valiant effort she put up and all that stuff. Barring that Raquel was just like just big woman, you know, she can kind of just toss her around, all that power and all that strength and all that. Ultimately, um, she she got the win, even barring Liv trying to get involved and all that stuff, like usual Judgment Day stuff. Lara did end up pulling the win off, which was real good. I like the direction she's going with her Intercontinental title. Um, I would like to see her kind of get matched up with someone that's kind of like her style of fighting. Like, Lyra's like a high flyer. I would like to see her go head to head with another high flyer and just kind of see like how they would deck out, and it would be like best high flyer wins type thing. I feel like eventually we'll get that. We'll get that eventually. Maybe at Mania. Maybe sometime after Mania.
I think
But
Raquel should have won.
you think Raquel should have won? Why you said that?
Yeah, but it's okay. It'd be cool to see Raquel be a champion, but they're saving her for something else. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, she's
we'll see.
tag team champion right now. I don't think
Yeah,
she's gonna get a singles glory until she's not with Liv. I think Liv will be the one thing that kind of keeps her from getting that glory. Just mainly because as close of friends they are, I don't think Liv will like to be outshined. I feel like she has to be like the
yeah.
main attraction. Like she could be a
At
team
least for the
player and
sake of
all
the
that, but
story, for the Liv
yeah,
Morgan character, that makes sense. Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, she definitely has world champion potential. Like she got the strength for it. I give her that. Um, and
for sure.
she can definitely power her way through to it. So I think when the opportunity presents itself, um, down the line when she's not aligned with Liv like so closely, maybe she pulls it off, and then maybe that
Maybe.
starts another storyline with her and Liv or something. Like who knows? Maybe they end up being like enemies, or something like that.
Who knows? That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, no, it'll be real cool. But we just have to see how that turns out. But then we had the grand unveiling of El Grande Americano
Oh
versus Dragon
Lord.
Lee.
Oh Lord.
When I looked at that, I was like, oh, this is gonna give me a headache. This is gonna give me a headache.
It's so random and unnecessary, but I see why they doing it. It's for the memes. It's just for the memes.
Yeah, it's so my thing with it is the fact that it's we know it's Chad Gable. We you can see the frame, you can see it's Chad Gable, which is
Mhm.
fine. It's all good. It's good. It's good storytelling that they'll unveil it. At the beginning, we can keep thinking,
Mhm.
and then maybe they throw a curveball and oh, it was him the whole time. I just been here doing
Mhm.
this. Kind of like that
Mhm.
backstage thing that I like really like how they did that. Like, kind of have us like, hmm. But
Mhm.
just the wrestling style, you can kind of tell it's Chad Gable. The he did the moonsault like Chad Gable. He did the ankle lock like Chad Gable. Like everything he did was just like Chad Gable. But
If it walks like
it's
a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck, bro.
yeah, exactly. So it was kind of crazy that it happened. That match happened that way. I mean, I was sure that it was probably gonna be him to get the win because rarely do we see a
Mhm.
wrestler debut,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and them lose. So I was kind of sure that they were going to do it that way. Um, I think Dragon Lee definitely did a very luchador style wrestling match out of Chad Gable. Um, it was a real good match. It was a real good match. The outcome was kind of like head ass, but hey, it is what it is. Like you can come on if you're gonna say I'm not this person, change something. Don't have everything literally the same. Ankle lock literally looked like him, bro. It's only been 2 people that did the ankle lock, and now him being the third in the WWE. That is Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, and you could tell if it was Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was very distinct ankle lock. Chad Gable, real distinct ankle lock. And it's real funny that real distinct ankle lock looked exactly the same on El Grande Americano. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I mean, overall, it was a good match, though. It was a good match. Yeah, you can pick up from there if you want to continue. I think we're at the Intercontinental match. No.
Intercontinental. Oh, the best part.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker and Penta. That's my brother. If y'all ain't noticed who that was yet.
Penta, your brother? Oh, my bad.
You know that? You know I'm part Mexican, bro.
Okay.
Somewhere down the line, but let's get into that one. So, how did y'all feel about that match period anyway? Before we get into the nitty gritty.
I feel like that match it was a good match because you didn't know which way Penta was leaning. Like you didn't know leaning Judgment Day or I'm gonna stay on my own and just figure it out myself. So it was interesting in that fact that especially when you saw Dom and Carlito come out, you're like, ooh, like does Penta take the leap here or like does he just keep fighting for what he wants right now, which is the Intercontinental title? And how is this gonna play out? Like, are they gonna just let him say no, or are they gonna expect him to say yes, or did he already say yes, and this is just them coming out to aid their teammate out? So it was interesting in that fact because we just didn't know which way it was gonna go.
Okay, well. I do like how Dominic keeps Dom and what y'all call Carlito, the muscle man, keep trying to implement themselves into the ring, into these matches to try to help, especially Penta, trying to help Penta, but that's not how you get Penta to join your side. And Penta already know what you guys are all about, so your image is not going to attract him to you guys' side. We already know this.
Exactly.
You do better if you want to. Probably, I hate to say it, but probably get Braun Breaker. That might be your better choice, but we know how that's going to fold up because you just tried to mess him out of his match. Then you jumped him at the end of the match. That don't make it no better.
Yeah, they messed it up with him because they got in his business. And that's one thing you could tell about Braun Breaker. He don't like people getting in his business. So.
Let's see what else. I think that was last bit for Raw. I think that was the last bit.
That was the last match. I know we have the contract signing.
That's right. How can I forget about the big babes? All right. So we had the contract signed between EO and I guess TJ's favorite EST, I guess, Bianca Belair. But I don't care what nobody say. Mummy's always and will forever be on top, and she has proven that from time to time. She has already taken down one of the greatest women champions ever, Charlotte Flair. I'm going to throw that out there. She's one of the best. I give her that, even though they just give her opportunity. But that's for another podcast, another time, in the near future, probably. But for that match, we already know where it's going. We ain't got to get into it. But I have two ways how that's going to go out. I do not see Bianca winning that match. That's just me. And the reason I say that is because I believe Naomi or it can be my girl Jade Cargill can implement themselves in that. But I just don't see Bianca winning it. It's either going to be EO or Mummy. But more so for me, it's like a 90% chance for me that it's going to be EO.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, it's kind of tit for tat for both of them because they both get great crowd reactions, but it's more so leaning towards Io because they already seen Rhea too many times with a championship and she has retained. And so as Io really hasn't had much of an opportunity with a title, once she does, you really don't see too much because she's trying to help out her stable, and it's not about herself.
Yeah, I just have an interesting thought on it because I know that I did hear about certain returns that was supposed to happen soon. I wonder if EO retains, how the scale changes when Oscar comes back. Like, because I always viewed Oscar kind of as the top of damage control. So is she gonna be able to play backseat to EO when she comes back, or is it gonna kind of be like a struggle for power at the top? Like, I don't know. I wonder how that.
I can.
Yeah.
That's actually a good, interesting point right there. And we also can't forget about the man as well.
Yeah, yeah. She's the wild card though. Like, we don't know when she's coming back, if she's coming back, or what was gonna happen when she does. Like, that's the wild card. It's gonna be interesting to see when the man pops up, but what's gonna happen and when it does happen. Are we gonna see nice Becky Lynch, or we're gonna see I was screwing out my title before I left, so all y'all getting hell in this bitch, Becky Lynch?
I don't think Becky Lynch coming back, bro.
Think she's gonna be on mommy duty?
I don't think she's coming back, man. But we'll see. It'd be cool if she did.
It would. And then don't forget, like CJ said, there will be surprises. We still have not seen anything from the Bella twin, Nikki. We haven't seen anything.
Now, I do think they're coming back. I do think they're coming back.
Well, Nikki's back. I think Bella is on mommy duty. I don't think she may not come back. I think Bella's out, like, completely. Cause I think in Daniel, then he finally stepped down in his show too. Like,
no,
he stopped.
No.
Oh, he's still there. Okay.
That other show, they want them to, no matter what happens, they can say they're retiring, but they're not retiring. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
They will literally have to die in that other company to leave.
They're probably gonna ask the spirit to show up to. Hey, just because you dead don't mean you can't show up to work.
We ain't doing that. We seen that death match right there. We're not going out with that.
Hey, look.
Yeah. Back to
I'll allow it. I'll allow it, Your Honor.
No. We can get back on the rails. We ain't gonna go off the rails now.
Yeah.
This is the third train we ain't have to put back on the rails, Chief. We can afford to keep replacing trains now.
And we can't forget about, Meteorite's favorite tag team, the New Day. We can't forget about them. How they came out to literally demand, not ask Adam Pearce, but demand a title world championship match at WrestleMania. Let's be real. It was nice to see. I wouldn't say them, but it would be nice to see Kofi. Like, I understand you want to do the heel turn, but I haven't seen Royal Rumble Kofi, and I haven't really seen the Mania Kofi.
Yeah.
Or the championship Kofi. It's been what? How many years has it been since they've been champions?
Like three plus.
It's been a minute. Like, I would like to see them back where they belong, and the way that they're going, I think they have to turn heel to do it. Some would say no, but sometimes you have to get your feet dirty to get what you want in that type of business as well.
Yeah, I think that was the main reason for their heel turn, was just to show, like, hey, I can get down and grind me for what I want, bro. So don't get it sweet. Don't think this is sweet out here, bro. This is the business, bro. And this is my championship. So.
And don't be surprised if they come out of nowhere to Adam Pearce when Adam Pearce is talking to another tag team division team, and they just out of nowhere just jump them and just take them out. Am I gonna get my title? We're gonna get our title shots now, and he keeps saying no. All right, we on to the next tag team. Keep doing it until there's no one else left for a title shot.
I would like to see the War Raiders defend at Mania against New Day. That'd be nice.
You probably haven't seen this, but you know what's crazy?
What's up?
Last time that the New Day even fought that tag team, they have never won. They have never won. They have never won. Every time they fought them, either Kofi got hurt or Xavier got hurt. Every time. And then that's when Kofi and them had an upper hand on him when he was in a wheelchair and pulled out the kendo stick. They just started whacking them, thought they were injured. But as a big spot, it would be nice to see them win, but I can see them winning the Raw Tag Team titles because there's not too much hype to me behind the War Raiders. There's not too much hype behind them. Other than them coming out to help, certain superstars when they get jumped by a big faction that way.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean,
it would be nice to see them get a shot.
Yeah, New Day is champions. That would be a nice turn because it's like we put respect on our name. We're the New Day, So
and it would be the second tag team that we have in the industry that is of color. My brother.
Hey, two color
at the same time.
Two color time teams at the same time. Hold on.
Hey,
we might throw a party in the we might throw a party in the community, bro. I'm just saying. We might throw a party.
That would be. I don't even know. Would that be a record for that though? Because I don't think I've ever seen
two color tag team partner. No, I don't think we ever had two teams that were champion at the same time that were of color. So. That would be different. It would definitely be different.
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, that is something that we can actually look forward to. You just gotta love the road to WrestleMania. You just gotta love.
Got to.
So with that ends our Raw segment. Let's go to one of the other best televised shows.
NXT, bro. NXT first. I gotta give Sean his flowers, bro. NXT is popping. Like them stories that he have going on right now, it's popping. It makes you want to tune in to see what's gonna happen next. You just never know what's around the corner. So first we start out with the first of two. I say two, not one, but two title defenses in one night. The same person. Stephanie McCurry versus Miss Parker, Jada Parker. Now Miss Parker she was getting in her bag. It looked like she had that thing wrapped up. Stephanie was hanging in there, valiant effort from the champion. Miss Parker was in her bag. You can tell she's hungry for that title. But we had an appearance from Jordan right after Miss Parker hit her finisher in the corner, the hot step. And she turned around like, "What are you doing here?" Like, took her off the ball. And as a challenger and as a champion, never take your off the ball. It costs you every single time. So maybe once she gets that down, she'll be good. But Stephanie McCurry retains. Gets attacked by Howland family and her faction. They came out, did a number on her stomach and all that stuff, which left her kind of beat up for her match. But we get into that a little bit later in the recap. So then next we had the Trick Williams and Javon Evans kind of like talking in the back, and it seemed like each time Javon comes at Trick gets more irritated, and it's just like I feel him. He's in the mindset of, I lost my title, I gotta get my title back. So if you ain't talking title, we ain't talking nothing. Like, get out of my face type thing. And then I just felt the way he keep coming at Javon, like he's underestimating him. And I don't care what anybody says. If you if you haven't heard it before, you hear it here first. Javon Evans is a damn creative character. That man is a creative character. He is not a real person. He is a creative character, bro.
Let that go, bro. Let that go.
No, I cannot, bro. If you see some of those twists and turns he pulls off in the ring, that is only stuff you see on WWE 2K, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's only stuff you see on
You're not
there.
wrong.
And it's
You're
so
not
wild.
wrong.
So I feel like Trick Williams is gonna keep underestimating Javon, and Javon's gonna show him something. I'm a fan of Trick Williams. I am on whoop that Trick Avenue, bro. I promise you I am.
Mhm.
But Javon is not one of those people that you can just underestimate, because I feel like if you underestimate the underdog too long, because they've soon become the top dog, and then you're like, what happened? You're looking around trying to wonder how they got on top and you got left behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
it's just,
sense.
yeah, it's kind of wild. But you know, hey, my boy, he's showing promise. He gonna get there. I feel like championship is very near and dear to him in the future.
Yeah.
Um, so then next we got um Tyreek and Tyson versus Hank and Tank. Now Tyreek and Tyson, accompanied by Wesley. That crew has probably been the most disrespectful people in the back, because it seems like nobody can have a moment without them coming and laughing and saying something, bro. It's crazy. Just how they do it. Like somebody was like, "Oh, I can't wait to get my shot," and then Wesley walk up like, "Boy, what? You
What
ain't getting
shot?
no shot. What shot, bro? You been here all of 2 years. How many titles have you won? Yeah, you ain't on my level, bro. Like, you need to get to the back. Stop dreaming, kid. Like, type thing, bro. It's kind of crazy. Um, I feel like Tyreek and Hank. I mean Tyreek and Tyson. Um, they were kind of not really getting over on Hank and Tank. So I feel like Hank and Tank were kind of coming with the thunder this time. Like, I know they keep trying to get advice from different tag teams. Um, and I feel like they were just coming with a certain kind of thunder. But they feel also to the, like, almost like taking you off the ball or not watching your back type thing. Because Wesley got involved, which naturally, I mean, we already knew that was gonna happen. And I feel like they try to do too much, which ended up costing them the match. I don't know who they may need to get advice from, but the best advice I would say they need to give is show up, be yourselves, and just do your thing, bro. That's the best advice anybody can give you, because anybody can tell you to do what they do. Nobody can tell you how to be yourself though. So
That's right.
Mm-mm.
so that
Can't nobody.
yeah, at all. But so then we got on to the Heritage Cup match. Lexus King versus Javon. And this is again why I say that boy Javon is a great character, because I thought he had that match won, bro. Like, he definitely had it won. But off the ball, he let Obafemi coming out distract him. Obafemi attacked him, so kind of messed up his back and all that. Um, I it's bittersweet because I wanted Javon to win. Like, Lexus King's cool, like he's cool, but I want to see my boy with gold, and I feel like that was his perfect opportunity. Like, I know he's gonna get other opportunities down the line, but it was a perfect opportunity for him to secure some gold. So, you know, um, it kind of sucked to see him lose, but
Yeah.
again, keep your eye on the ball. You know, championship is what you're after. It don't matter who come out, bro. Your mama, cousin, sister, uncle, daddy can come out. Hey, y'all over there, titles right here. I always look at y'all when title match is over. When I'm holding the gold, then we can bicker and argue, or we can say hey, sing songs and all that stuff. We can dance, but only when I'm holding the gold. That should be everyone's goal. Is I'm holding gold, so everything else outside of gold don't matter. But he'll get that down the line. So then we go on to Ethan Page, Andre Chase. Now, I would say Andre Chase has not been the same since Chase U has failed. Like, you can definitely see he still has somewhat of passion, but it's like it's burning out. If that makes sense. Like he has that waning passion. Like I'm here, but am I really here? Type thing. And I feel like he could have had that match won. But Ethan, I mean, he's a formidable foe. Um, can never sleep on Ethan Page because he's all ego for no reason. Not all ego for no reason. I mean, he talks that talk, walk that walk. Andre Chase, he just need to get his head in the game. You can see his people trying to pump him up, like keep him going. Now that it's almost like he doesn't believe in himself or believe in his people, which that's not a way to run a faction. So
see, he needs something other than them to give him that motivation back that he had. I don't want to say last year. I'm gonna go back to 2 years ago.
oh
That
yeah,
that that to me, when Chase U was up and running, like to that point, as right now, he needs something to build him up to give him that fighting spirit back again that he had 2 years ago.
yeah. It's just at this point, like, what is it gonna take? Is it gonna take like a legend coming up and telling them like, hey, get your head in the game, bro, because you got people depending on you. You letting them down, or is it
Yeah.
gonna take him watching one of his people fall, and then that
Yeah.
spirit, like pop back up, like no, 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 that's my boy or that's my girl. Like no, we gotta get them. We gotta avenge them. Like hey,
I
Chase you
I
full
can
force.
see that being his catalyst if one of his stablemen gets hurt, and then right there in front of him, that's when he gets his head back in the game, and then
Yeah,
that's how I can see it. That can build him back up. That's a good one.
yeah. It's gonna have to be something because we need Andre Chase back at Chase you mentality because then that ain't nothing that they can't achieve. Uh, they were so close to gold so many times, and I feel like if they would just kept their foot on the gas, it would have pulled out. He would have it would have happened, but you know, all prayers out to Andre Chase. You get together, brother. Just get back on your train, man. Chase you all
Keep
day.
fighting, bro.
Yeah, keep fighting, keep fighting.
No.
So then on to the women's tag team match. We had Gigi Dolan, Ken Paxley versus Last Legend and Jakar Jackson. Now Metaphor, the Meta Girls, they kind of been in a slump here lately. I've noticed. They got a lot of bites when they like gripe at people. Is like y'all can't touch us because we done this, we done that. We are the Meta Girls. Like y'all ain't nothing to us. We've been doing this and all that. Blah blah blah. But it didn't seem like they've been backing it up. Um, this match was no different. Because Gigi and Tatum really put boots to asses, literally. Um, and it was no contest at the end of it. I mean, I won't say
Belt to
that.
ass.
Yeah, bro. Like it was crazy. And it's almost like they lost their touch, which isn't good for them because they were on the caliber of good enough to face the women's tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Jade, Bianca Belair and Naomi. They were on those levels at one point. You don't go from fighting some of the top to just losing to just anybody. I'm not saying Gigi and Tatum or just anybody. They good foes, but it's just like it was levels, and I feel like they fell off the level. Um, not really sure what that's about. Maybe they need to get both their heads on like what the prize is. The prize is gold. So whatever they need to do to get their eyes on gold, it's what it's going to take to pull it off. They just need to find that and find it fast because y'all losing ground. Y'all were up there, like I said. They were up there. Now they losing ground, and so many people, so many tag teams is kind of passing them by. So y'all get together, Meta Girls.
No wrong.
It's almost draft season. Y'all want to get called up to the main roster? I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff together. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, doggone right.
Yeah,
If they want to be up there, how Bianca and Jade were.
Yeah, like because I feel like they have that kind of pull. Like I really think they do. Last Legend of the Powerhouse and Jakar being the high flyer she is, I feel like they can run stuff like for a minute. Like they can have a lengthy title.
Just think about that. You said Powerhouse, and then you got your high flyer, correct? Who else do we know that had a long run that was that type of mentality? You had Raquel and Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And the only reason that didn't work out all because Raquel got injured. That was the only reason. That was it. That's why they putting them back as tag team champions. And look at them now. Who knows how long that's gonna go?
Yeah, I mean, and it seemed like that's the formula for successful tag teams: powerhouse, high flyer.
Yes.
Or your powerhouse technician, something like that. Someone who's good at one thing and the other one just being strong as hell. It just seemed like the formula. So I mean, they get it. They get it. It's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute.
Oh yeah.
And then last we ended the nights with the NXT World Heavyweight. I mean, the NXT Women's North American Championship. So my World Heavyweight. I'm jumping the ship, man.
He introduced new title.
Stephanie Bakura for her second title defense of the night. Like I said, two, not one, two defenses. Yeah. Crazy work. Fallon Henley, she really came with some aggression, which I think is needed. If you lost something and you feel like you need to get it back, you can't come in there with no soft stuff. You can't come on there like, I'm going to snap your hand and push you and all that stuff. Now, you got to come in ready to throw some jabs, uppercut, might even step on their foot and kick them in the shins. Like, whatever it take to pull it off. And I feel like she really came with it. She even had the girls get involved, trying to help out too. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to fight off our champion Stephanie Bakura. I would say what they call her NXT, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna have to practice on my Spanish on that one, so I got y'all next time. Don't worry, I got you. I think it's like La Provera.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Oh, what is it?
Yeah. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Yeah, nope. Ain't got
nope. Right. We'll work on it.
We're gonna work on it. But yeah, it was cool to see Jordan Grace come out. That too, just like to kind of show a presence. Like, hey, I'm here. I got your back, but I got next. Obviously Miss Parker gonna show her face because she felt like she got involved in her match, so she like, you got involved in my business, so I'm about to get involved in yours, and that just became another mess to clean up at the end of the show. Another honorable mention from it, John B's favorite person, Ricky Saints, had an interview. And Sean Spears interrupted, kind of like the interview was basically like, you came from where you came from and your background to where you are now, how good does it feel? Like, how did you get there type thing, a feel good story. And Sean Spears kind of come in and say, hey, I know you trying to feel good, but you ain't in that realm no more. You see, you will never hold this title because you are always in my shadow. You carry around this arrogance everywhere you go, and it costs you. I had to clean up your mess many of the times everywhere you've been, type thing. And I think Ricky Saints was kind of like, you ain't gonna say that when I come for that title. And Sean Spears was kind of like, oh, You coming for this title, huh? You might not want to add me to that long list of enemies you've already made, because I got people behind me. His people showed up and all that stuff, and then Ricky was just like, I guess I better win. So I mean, hey, title match on this on of this week. So we'll discuss that on the next pod. But I feel
Ain't nobody
like
trying to hit nothing from Timu Rock, man. Ain't nobody trying to hit that from him.
hey, Team Rock is killing it, bro.
Wait, who does he call Timo Rock?
Ricky Saints.
Oh, he doing his thing, man.
Are you doing that? Have you seen the pose?
Yes,
He don't like the
yes,
pose.
I have.
He don't like the
So
pose.
you will go out in public and do that?
I like that pose. That's just funny.
Oh my! Of course you would. Of course you would. Of course you would. I said.
I think it's funny.
I'm not doing the pose in public, but I mean,
Oh.
he can do it. It's cool.
No, but I do give him props for standing his ground ever since he did come in there to NXT. It is showing that he is a new kid. Don't get it wrong. He's showing that he's a new kid on the block, but he's not someone that you just gonna come over and push over, because he's gonna stand his ground.
Yeah.
So I do love that, but I'm not giving him his real name until I see more from him. I'm not giving him his name.
All right. So if y'all ever hear John B refer to him as Timu Rock, you know who he's talking about. Ricky Saints.
Who is Timu Rock? You already know. On to the next session.
But yeah, that ends NXT fire show last week. I know they got some heat going. Like I said, Shawn in his bag. Hey, Shawn Michaels, keep doing your thing, brother. I love it. You are the Heartbreak Kid for a reason. I love you. You the GOAT. But on to SmackDown.
And SmackDown was very interesting. This week, it started with a Cody Rhodes promo. And then it got interrupted by the one and only Randy Orton, the giant killer, the legend killer, the Viper. And basically he was trying to build up Cody to remind him of all the things that he's done, all the things that he's accomplished. But like, for lack of better words, he wants what he has. Then out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre interrupts, and Drew McIntyre is basically like, "Hey, Randy, get to the back of the line, sunshine, because y'all kind of robbed me of my championship spot, and I should be the one fighting Cody." And that had basically set up for what went on later in the night. And Drew McIntyre is right now, he's kind of growing on me, to be honest, because I just appreciate the commitment to him saying that he's always right, because I can kind of relate to that. I can kind of relate to that a lot, actually. And then after that promo that went haywire, it was Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly, which I'm not the biggest fan of Pretty Deadly, but I get why people like them, because it's just a meme. Like, and I didn't understand it until I seen fucking Kit Wilson. Excuse my language. I seen Kit Wilson like bro had baby oil on the chest hair with the American flag, fucking like get up on. He was standing with the Eagles wings on the turnbuckle, bro, and the disco music was playing. I was just like, bro, this is ugly. But I get what they doing, bro. They doing like the BGs, like staying alive. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing that kind of thing, which is funny. And at the same time, they're like legitimate athletes, so it works.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good to see Street Profits get a win, even if it was like kind of like a gimmicky thing. I believe after that was Charlotte Flair and Misha, and after that, or was there something else before that? I'm trying to remember.
Uh,
Let me go look at it real quick. Oh no! After that was JC Jane and well, not JC Jane, Piper Nevin and Alba Fire versus
Katana Chance and
Katana Chance and JC Jane. That's what it was. That's what it was.
no, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Yeah.
Yeah. That's who it was. And I think that's another, like, I won't say meme match, but I think they're kind of like they're kind of dragging the Chelsea Green thing out because it's supposed to be like a feel good thing. And I mm, I'm trying to be nice at the same time without like wording it the wrong way, if that makes sense. Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
But I feel like eventually Chelsea Green is going to lose to somebody who is better, but at the same time fits the storyline. Because right now, the reason why she has it is because she's like supposed to be like our president. Like, and I keep using the word meme, but they're trying to do stuff that like sticks right now with the people, and it works. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this goofy little Secret Harvest thing kind of it kind of works for me. Because that's Chelsea Green's gimmick. Is I'm only gonna fight you if I absolutely have to, and if I'm about to lose, I got my people, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a few different ways where I think that could unravel, and they can have somebody else be the U.S. champion. Um,
I
but
feel
yeah,
like
that was kind of like a feel. Go ahead.
because I feel like the person that knocks her off will have to have started a faction kind of similar to her. I don't think it's going to be like a solo act that gets it done because it's already proven that the numbers games always going to catch up to whoever challenges. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going to have to get a group of women together who's like, all right, I'm not coming for that title right now. Like you can have your moment, but I got your back.
Mm-hmm.
Type thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can actually see that. John, how you feel?
I don't think you want my opinion on that one. I don't think you really want my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. Um,
It's,
and really after that match was what was more interesting to me was LA Knight versus Braun Strowman.
Oh
okay.
man. Oh man.
And LA Knight versus Braun Strowman was just cool because I see what they're doing, and they're kind of doing like a crabs in the bucket kind of story with the US title right now. And I liked how they're incorporating Braun Strowman in a lot of important stuff, given how big he is. They're making him like an actual obstacle.
Mhm.
And and what they're doing is they're just showing, like, in comparison, who is just the most terrifying out of Braun Strowman and the man who pulled up in a hoodie and clotheslined him as he was about to hit LA Knight outside the ring. 5, 2.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, but he should have put up with the shiesty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He should have put up with
Yeah.
the
Calm
shiesty.
down now.
Yeah.
Hey, calm down.
He did his thing. He came through. He did his thing, and he literally showed, like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm going to me and Braun Strowman. We still got issues. And LA Knight, like, you can have that championship, but I'm gonna beat his ass.
Yeah, and then I'm coming for that.
I'm- After I beat his ass, then I want to be the champion.
Yeah.
And I like LA Knight, but I think it'd be cool if Jacob Fatu ended up taking that from him.
Yeah.
And let
Yeah,
LA Knight
I think he gonna be
go
the
ahead.
one to do it. I'm saying I think he gonna be the one to do it actually.
Let LA Knight go up and go compete for something bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
So this is what, second time going for that title?
Yeah, technically.
LA Knight.
TJ would know better than me.
Yeah. Technically. Well, this is Braun Strowman's first. Well, no. because they had a
Braun
match
Strowman was a
before.
champion. Braun Strowman
No,
was a champion before
yeah,
too.
yeah, he was a champion before. I'm trying to think like since LA Knights had this title or they were in the realm to try to get that US title. I think this is Braun Strowman's like second defense or challenge to whoever was champion. I think he had one against Shinsuke and or was it when he fought Jacob? Hey, yeah, no, he fought Jacob and some people got involved, so he got the one contender match for that.
Ah, okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so that's what I was thinking of. Um, yeah, no, this was his first singles match for the title. So,
Mhm.
um,
And
I
then
don't see them giving him U.S. title. I think Braun Strowman is more for, um, he's like more world champion or putting people over right now. I think once they give
yeah,
him another
for sure.
title run, we'll know. We'll know when he just start tearing through everybody.
Yeah,
That's when we'll know that he's on his way to championship glory. So
yeah. No, you're right. And after that, we uh we got an interview with Jimmy, and it was going over said smack that happened. And he was basically just addressing like, hey man, like we're not worried about none of that. He's not scaring nobody, and we're gonna do our thing at WrestleMania. And he and then he
Yeet.
runs into then as he's walking down the hallway, he runs into the Miz and Carmelo Hayes, and they're like trying to be like devil's advocate. You know, they're whispering in his ear like, "Hey man, I don't know if you should do this. I really don't think you should do this because Gunther's a crazy person." Pretty much. And Jimmy wasn't trying to hear all of that. And that is something that we'll go into later on, right? You fast forward.
Yeah.
Then you got Jacob in the parking lot and he's yelling at Solo and is that Tama or Tonga?
That's Tom.
Yeah, he was yelling at both of them. He was basically saying, hey, y'all either gonna learn, y'all gonna get right, or you gonna get left. Cause I got stuff to do. Yeah, I mean, and he dipped. Because
Yeah.
we already talked about it. Jacob Fatu is a bigger star that he's on the same level as Jimmy and Jay. To be honest, he could do his own thing.
Yeah.
To be real,
Pretty much. And he did it in such a short time too. It's the crazy part.
uh huh.
Yeah, because look how Biggie is doing all that acrobatic stuff in the ring, bro. Like,
Man,
he's very athletic.
that dude was a crib character too, bro. He's a crib character.
Yep. All right. You ain't even get too many credit characters, bro. Back
Hey,
up.
look, bro. Hey, look. So, well, stop showing me people who created characters. Then I won't label them created characters.
But after that, we had a promo. And it was another intense promo. Actually, there's the one for Naomi, and it was like the just basically like the official heel turn. You know, like her saying like I don't care, I whatever y'all got to say is what it is. I'm not smiling. I'm not wearing the highlighter stuff no more. I want to fight. Do you want to fight? Is my question, right? And then we get through that segment, and it looks like we have a fight between, if I'm correct, yeah, it was Michin, and Michin's doing her thing. She's walking out with B-Fab, and then they're doing a little like their little dance profiling Vogue thing, and Naomi comes out. She's like, "Nah, nigga." I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't like you, and I don't like B-Fab. All right, everybody,
Yeah.
get out of my way. And then we hear the music, and
The
Muscle Woman
storm
runs out,
is coming.
and Jade Cargill comes and just saves B-Fab, and Michin is just dumbfounded because I didn't even mention it. It was supposed to be a fight between Michin and Charlotte Flair.
Yep.
So afterwards, she's helping B-Fab like get off the stage. Charlotte Flair's walking out, which is the one time I've seen them like give Charlotte Flair like a regular entrance. And I'm like, yo, what y'all got going on here? Okay. Right. And they both give each other the side eye like women do, you know, when they like, you're in my way and I'm gonna have to deal with you at some point. Move.
Yeah.
Then they just keep on moving. So fast forward. Charlotte Flair and Michin are going at it, blow for blow. Charlotte Flair is just being, you know, the rock star that she is. And you think that Charlotte's about to lose. And if I'm correct, didn't Charlotte hit like a figure eight or something again?
Figure eight. Yes.
Yeah, she did a figure eight again. She took Michin out, which that was expected. Then we had another promo, and that was with Tiffany Stratton, our current women's champion. And she was basically comparing her career to Charlotte and saying how she did everything a lot faster, right? And how she's better. It is interesting. It's interesting. I'm wondering where this is gonna go, but I'm thinking Charlotte's gonna get one last championship, and then she's just gonna relinquish it. Just gonna relinquish it. I don't even think they'll end that. We'll move on. We'll address that later on. But do y'all have any thoughts about Charlotte Flair and Michin's fight?
I want to point out that Kill Bill fit that Jay Crockett had on, bro. That was lit.
God.
That was lit. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was dope.
So
It was
we on
dope.
Kill Bill mode today, huh? All right.
They definitely did that on purpose, and with the music hitting, that was cool.
Yeah.
I got a question since we on Naomi. How would you guys feel if Naomi tag team up with Nia Jax?
Ooh, that would be wild, bittersweet, because they were feuding literally at the beginning of the year. So that'd be crazy. It'd be a crazy time though. We seen crazier things in WWE.
We don't know what Triple H has up his hands and sleeves, but do not be surprised if that ever happens. I'm just gonna say it. Don't be surprised.
I mean, we literally saw Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns team up. So I mean, is anything off the table, bro? Because those two and their feud couldn't stand each other. So it's like
yeah.
It's nothing's off the table really. But I mean it was a good match. That figure eight is crazy, man. That looked painful. That looked painful. My ankles were just giving out watching. So
yep. And then after that we had Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, which was interesting. And I actually offer it before I even give my opinion about it. I would like to hear y'all's opinion about that.
That match, I didn't know how to feel about it. One, just kind of how it's Randy, and then Drew. They said Drew had an undefeated streak in London, so I'm like, usually when they show that, they ain't showing it for no reason. They don't show stats of people's win-loss in a certain city unless it's supposed to play a significant role in the match. Just from what I've seen. So I was already like, oh, okay, so I think I know where this is going. And just the whole thing with KO coming out, I'm like,
yeah.
Like, bro, like, yo, you choose the weirdest spot to come out. Like, you could wait till after the match like you usually do. Now you had to come out mid-match, just throw a whole thing off. So it's like, all right. But we know Drew is an opportunist. He gonna hit the Claymore and 1, 2, 3 like every time, bro.
Sure is.
I already know how that was going down.
What about you, John?
I hate KO. I hate Drew. You can't change my mind. What did our best friend LA Knight say about Drew when he was in Memphis? Drew McIntyre. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking, you cannot change my mind about that.
That's
But
funny.
KO is doing his job as in trying to get into Randy's head,
Yeah.
and that's very dangerous because
he got voices.
you're one pun away from losing your life. Like you almost lost your life when you went against Cody in that whatever you want to call it. You went through a ladder. Your head was stuck between. You lucky your head went between there, and it possibly saved your life. You lucky as hell. But getting punted in the head, you're gonna be gone by like 8 months.
Yeah.
That is, if we get the old Randy and he don't stop with just one punt, he gives you about 8. So you better be lucky which one you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I think they're setting up something even bigger for Randy. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this Kevin Owens thing. But I don't wanna address that until later on. But Drew McIntyre beating him and him focusing on Kevin Owens just works for the storyline.
Yeah.
And it allows us to see like, you know, the mad dog that Randy Orton really can be until he starts to like really start thinking about things. Because I don't think the voices are actually talking to him yet. I think they won't start until he really has like a breaking point. He hasn't had a breaking point yet. I think he's starting to break, and he's gonna just lose his mind and start beating everybody. But that's stuff that we can't really address just yet. And then just to like keep everything moving naturally, because TJ doesn't like that I say this. SmackDown is 3 hours. I have to keep moving. Jimmy Uso and The Miz fought, which I think that was just for entertainment. You know, I think that was like a feel good match, just to like show that Jimmy Uso is, you know, he's ascending. Because
Yeah.
The Miz is a filler guy. He's there because if you book The Miz, then people will come and watch it. They won't change the channel just yet. The interesting with the Usos is going on with a big German guy, or a big Austrian guy. Excuse my language. Sorry. Right? Gunter's from Austria, right?
Yeah. Austria.
Yeah. We'll address all that other stuff further. But Jimmy Uso is doing his thing right now. And I think he's going to eventually get a push. I think the Bloodline story has some very interesting roots that they still have to either decide if they want to water them, if they want to cut them. But what were your thoughts on the Jimmy Uso match, TJ, with The Miz?
That's pretty interesting.
Jimmy and The Miz, that was one of those matches to show that Jimmy is still here. We know y'all like Yeeton with Jay, but hey, Big Jam still on the block too. Don't forget about him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it happened because Miz loves to run his mouth too damn much. And don't know when to shut up.
Because bro, for the longest, he's wanted to have promos like The Rock, and nobody like really addresses it. But he'll pick the wrong moments and just start really talking hot shit.
Yeah. And then it's like, or you gonna back it up, which usually I ain't gonna say he doesn't back it up. Like he usually comes with his pop, but most times he usually gets laid out, especially
He'll
lately.
get beat up, or somebody will say something that'll hurt his feelings.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they ain't bring out the
I like The Miz. Sorry, John. What'd you say?
The Miz bring out his massive balls lingo. So yeah,
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
But
it's just one of those feel good matches. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Now to move past the feel good match, Drew McIntyre didn't even get to celebrate beating Randy Orton because he goes outside and this man gets absolutely just obliterated by Damian Priest because I didn't address it and I'm gonna use it in the accent. But he walked into the arena and said, "Get to the back of the line, sunshine." And then he called Damian Priest Timu Undertaker. And if you didn't cry laughing at that, I'm sorry, you don't have a funny bone in your body because that's funny. And TJ will always make fun of me for it, but I say he is just Undertaker with a silk press.
He is. There's nothing about it. He is.
He's got a lace front wig.
I don't know about no lace front, but I know he be adding little dreads every time he said
But his hair be laid. His hair be laid like Cat Williams.
Oh my god.
But that's his gimmick, bro. Like, I don't see what's wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but like you know how certain wrestlers' hair be looking wet. Why his hair so straight? Like
It's that Puerto Rican, bro.
Puerto Rican people got curly hair. We ain't gonna fixate on his ethnicity right now, though. The man is a good wrestler. He's a great wrestler. The gimmick is just something to me. Harnesses on your chest and a silk press. All right, let's wrestle.
I mean, he works it though. He works it. Oof.
How did y'all feel about that? Yeah, let's focus on really the thing with Drew and his eye and getting hit on the top of the car, like that. That's one thing I will say. If SmackDown's gonna be 3 hours, I want stuff like this. Give me more backstage stuff in between. Give me good segments, you know. And I was cool with seeing Naomi's little like cinematic thing, you know. I'd like more promos as well if we're gonna do 3 hours.
Yeah,
we'll go into that next segment after that because that was my favorite part.
Yeah, I feel like if it's gonna be 3 hours, give us some action, give us more on site, more
backstage brawls, more backstage brawls, and like
site.
more people fighting during their promos. Actually, like that's what I want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
But to like segue even further into it, just because of time's sake. After that, we had the contract. They did a recap. Truly, they did a recap of Raw with John Cena and whatnot. But we already talked about that, and that was really cool. But with the main event or the contract signing, that was interesting, mainly because of the fact that we got to see all three personalities, and it kind of proved why that has to be the main event of night one. It has to be, because the three names that are signing that contract, like they are like three reasons why people are still watching wrestling besides the main event of night two. So, it's only out of respect, especially for the fans. But how did y'all feel about the way Roman walked into the ring during the contract signing?
Hey, OTC, bro. OTC. He showed he's the tribal chief. Acknowledge him, man. What was he getting the knowledge, bro? The crowd was singing his name and everything. Had Paul Heyman in tune too, bro. It was wonderful to see our OTC glorified in such a glorious way. But
the OTC came for two things: to be acknowledged. Check. I forgot what the second thing was.
It's signed a contract. Check.
Check.
He says, I'm about to get up out of here. And boy, when that symphony started playing, boy, the arena lost their mind, bro. I'm talking about, like hitting it, bro.
Burn it down.
Bro, it's like when Seth Rollins come on the scene, bro, it's so much energy that goes into the building, bro. I love it.
That's the new Ric Flair, bro. That's the new Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Straight up, dog.
And then he just got in the ring and be like, we got so much history in this building. Man, you came here on a helicopter, and we came and turned the place down, and we said we're gonna mold it in our image, and we fulfilled our mission. And Roman Reigns like, why you keep saying our? We died a long time ago. like, like stop saying we. It's me. I did this. I built this company to what it is today. You ain't had nothing to do with it. And then, Seth Rollins saying, I had to clean up your messes.
Yeah.
Because I could have ended this in Madison Square Garden, but you had to stick your nose in it. So now we got to deal with this problem.
And Seth Rollins helped him get to be, OGC. He was part of that rise that took him there, because all of them was homeboys back in the day, bro. All of them. Everybody that's a big name that people fear whenever they come back, they were all homeboys. But even then, like, Roman Reigns is always going to be a factor, and I think he exists right now to put people over. And I think it's mainly a push between CM Punk and Seth Rollins for who's going to be competing for the Undisputed Championship one more time.
And Paul Heyman.
And for Paul Heyman. And for Paul Heyman, because we did talk about that.
Heyman is the wild card in the whole thing. Because like I said, somebody kind of in the powwow, but I've been hearing rumors going around that Seth might get a heel turn and Paul Heyman might be his manager, bro. We don't know. You don't shoot the messenger. I just read it somewhere, multiple places, and
that'd be cool.
It'd be cool to see. If it don't happen, hey, don't come to the Yeelite Wrestling podcast talking about it didn't happen that way. I'm like, hey, look, bro, I just speculation. It's speculation.
We said take it with a grain of salt and go do what you want to do with it. Take it with a grain of salt.
That and regardless, everybody know they would still be saying, "What?"
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, they go from singing his song to booing him. Then we at least still sing his song.
Exactly. Same way with John Cena. Cody Rhodes don't get booed like that because it's our president. And then we got to be honest, like, the real important thing about this whole contract signing is the man, the myth, the legend, the Punk, the man with the cult of personality being a main eventer at WrestleMania finally. That's the big deal.
That was a great thing for him. I'm glad he had that. And you can see in his face, like, how big that was.
Yeah. And it's wild to me that it actually never has happened yet,
Yeah. I feel like before, when he was on his way through that, he always loses his title or something bad happened to him that he had to lose the title and can't even main event or be at a WrestleMania like that.
It was definitely a Vince thing. I think Vince he liked him, but I think he didn't like him at the same time.
He liked to keep him in a box where like he could be just good enough to where the people liked him.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to be a champion, he had to do basically he had to work twice as hard as everybody else. Go through twice as much, which is why the Summer of Punk happened.
What I think was most interesting about that contract signing is like he was looking forward. He even acknowledged Roman Reigns, which I was like, whoa. He acknowledged Roman Reigns. That is crazy. But he was like, but that's my favor. And stood up. I was like, yo, then what is the favor, bro? I was thinking main event. Like, I want a match. I want you to put me in the main event. That's my favor. That wasn't even the favor. So it's like at this point, like, what could the favor be?
I'm not gonna lie to you. We might not find that favor. We find out what it is until after WrestleMania. We might not even find out what it is until after. Because if this is what I'm going by, if Paul Heyman does leave Roman and go to CM Punk, then Punk shows up on Monday Night Raw and said, I think I cashed in my favorite guys.
That would be one of those I was like, oh,
Jesus.
oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, but all right.
Mm-mm.
I guess we're here now. Welcome to the dark side. I guess we got cookies now. Hey, I mean, like I said, last week was it was a masterful week of wrestling. I love the road to WrestleMania because it seemed like everything is ramped up like times 1,000 on the road to WrestleMania. Um, Promos, wrestling matches, some even the filler matches. You're kind of like, I didn't see that one coming, but that wasn't bad. That was actually pretty good. Like I wouldn't mind seeing that
Mhm.
down the road for something more enticing like a title. Um, yeah, it was a wonderful week for wrestling. This current week is also a wonderful week for wrestling, but we're gonna cover that on Sunday nights. So y'all stay tuned
Yes,
for that.
sir.
We can go ahead and wrap up the podcast here because we already at an hour 30 some minutes. So I really hope y'all enjoy. And if y'all do, make sure y'all smashing that like button, sharing it with your friends and family that are fans of wrestling and WWE podcasts and all that, because we're the best podcast around, or getting there anyway. I would like to say. We got some kinks to work out, but that's later on. Y'all ain't gotta worry about that. We got that. Um, Anything y'all would like to say in closing?
I love
Ah.
WWE.
Yeah, I love WWE too.
I want to see another summer of Punk.
Hey, I mean, it could happen, or it could be a summer of Cena. We don't know. We don't know what it's gonna be. I'm
I'll
interested to
flip
see
this
how it
camera
goes.
off.
It could be, but whatever it's going to be, I'm here for it. I just hope it's good. I hope they're just not forcing anything down our throat and they're telling us to accept it because this is what they wanted to do. I hope whatever it is gonna be good. Usually it is, but I mean, I guess we'll see. But this has been the Elite Wrestling Podcast, and I'm gonna see if me and AJ can get it on cue. It's your favorite wrestling podcast around because your boys is Yeelite.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna catch y'all on Sunday. Peace.